Hello, everybody. Welcome, Cellar Dweller Nation, to another episode of the Cellar Dweller Sportscast Baseball Edition, episode number 7.
Hello.
With me, as always, Francis Parkman. Do not wave, just say hi.
Hello.
Thank you. Waving and saying hi is acceptable. I thank you for that. And then once again in studio, Rob Schnitzer. How you doing?
What's up?
How you doing, man?
I was hoping Rob was just going to wave at you again.
Oh, God.
I'm waving in my heart.
Okay, that's
Perfect.
acceptable answer
I like
as
it.
well.
I like it.
Change of pace tonight. We're actually watching the Mets versus Phillies here in the studio.
Yeah.
Bottom of the first.
Who we got up right now? We got...
no, not Lindor. No, I think it is Lindor.
Yeah, it's Lindor.
That's Lindor.
Nimmo's
We're gonna
on
take
first.
Yeah, all right.
Lindor pops it foul.
Hey, I
Wheeler
can
throwing
see it,
97.
you guys. I can see it. that was pretty painful last week in the football episode.
Yeah, it was painful for everybody, I
Yes.
think. But again, welcome. Thanks for joining. Today is Wednesday, April 14th. Again, you're listening to the Cellar Dweller Sportscast Baseball episode. I'm just going to start off by saying, hey, you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/CDSportscast, Twitter @CDSportscast, and YouTube as well. And if you're confused that there was no football episode this week, well, this is one of 2 weeks where we're not having it.
Yes.
I was baffled.
I was absolutely shocked.
Flummoxed.
I know you look forward to that.
There's a hit.
I know you look forward to that football episode because you're so rich with football knowledge.
I
Rob.
listen just for the bickering and the infighting. I don't
okay, yeah.
actually care about the football, but
That's totally fine. I'm okay with that. Also, acceptable answers. We have a lot of acceptable answers to
Yeah,
start off
yeah.
the show. I love it. But anyway, we are not having a football episode for the next 2 weeks, this week and the next week, because we are prepping for our NFL Draft 2021 live
Yes.
episode on the 29th of April. So make sure to join us 6:30 for you football fans on
Yes.
live. Spreaker Live and also Facebook Live.
Yep.
And we'll have some live guests around us too
Yeah,
that night.
yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun, I think.
Looking forward to it. We Jake, you and I, we're doing the show in Jake's garage.
Yeah.
We went down there before we started recording this episode and kind of figured out the logistics and the placement of everything. And,
Yes, sir.
You know, just a few technical things here as the Mets get on the board. Brandon Nimmo scoring from third. I don't know who had the hit.
that'd be
know.
Dominic Smith.
Dominic Smith. All right, good for him. I should really follow everybody outside the Twins too. But
Right, I don't know anybody. On
yeah,
the other team.
we talked NFL draft episode. We're going to do some food. I think we're going to make some food.
Food,
And-
BYOB, BYO chair. But yeah, we're going to have the draft on. You guys will be able to hear it on the live podcast as well.
I think
and
we
we'll get some takes from
decided-
everybody else too.
We decided you will hear the picks as announced by the commissioner.
Yep.
We will not announce the picks.
That's correct.
Roger Goodell will make a unsolicited visit to our
He
to our
doesn't.
show.
He doesn't know it yet, but he's going to join our show.
Yep.
Virtually, of course.
It's going to be like Celtic Pride. You're going to kidnap him and chain him up.
Hey, okay, you don't have, dude. Come on, man.
Be cool. Be cool.
Breaking news, Roger Goodell has taken out a restraining order on the CD Sportscast.
Damn it.
It was only a matter
Spoilers.
of time, though.
Yeah, right. But anyway, with that, ahead of time, make sure to go and follow us on Spreaker.com.
Yeah.
Apple iTunes Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. And also you can email us suggestions, feedback, comments. Tell Francis or Rob that they suck, whatever, doesn't matter.
Tell
CD's
Jeff he sucks for not being here.
Just tell Jeff he sucks anyway. Just
Yeah.
go put it on our page. We don't care.
Yeah.
cdsportscast@hotmail.com. But make sure, go to Facebook and put Jeff sucks.
Yeah.
Just as a comment. Anywhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where. It'll be fun. Love you, Jeff. Anyway.
Meh.
Damn. Show highlights today are brought to you by Chewbacca once again. And we'll get into it. News and notes from Major League Baseball. Also, we had the first no-no of the year. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
From a
Padre, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We'll talk more about that.
We'll talk more about that in a minute.
All the fathers.
Couple of controversial calls in the past week as well.
Oh, yeah.
Weird. I wonder if Angel Hernandez was one of those. And Fantasy Baseball Challenge results and a new draft order, and we'll kind of get into our standings after week 1. So
How are you feeling about your fantasy position?
We'll talk about that later too.
Oh, okay.
But the way I'm going to go about it, because we did it last week Wednesday on the 7th, and I did it through Monday, I think is what I'm going to do. Or did I do it through Tuesday?
I don't know.
Hold on. It's in
You
here. Let me
didn't-
look.
You
Let me
didn't
look.
tell us.
Nope, I did it through Monday. So
Okay.
that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it Wednesday through Monday so I can have a little bit of time to get it together.
Sure.
So, yeah, cool.
So what is that, 5 days? 6 days.
6 days,
So,
yeah.
All right.
So we'll go with that route. And, I developed a pretty easy way to keep the score going. So it'll be fun. It'll be
Perfect.
neat. Yeah, it'll be a nice, quick read, I think. So
I like it.
anyway, let's get into some news and notes from Major League Baseball. When do you guys want to get into this or what?
Yeah, I'll give it a
right
start. On Monday, this past Monday, the Arizona Diamondbacks and outfielder Josh Reddick agreed to a minor league deal. For those of you who don't know, Josh Reddick, a 2002 Gold Glove winner and 2017 World Series champion asterisk with the Houston Astros.
2002?
2002 Gold Glove winner with
How old is he now?
with the Oakland A's. Yes, that was 19 years ago.
I thought that might have been a typo.
That's
That is
nuts.
not a typo. I had to look it up. Reddick is a career 263 hitter with 144 home runs, 554 RBIs, and a career WAR, which, for those of you who don't know, is wins above replacement of 25.1. So, still a serviceable player. The Nationals, moving on here, the Nationals got some reinforcements on Monday as Josh Bell, Josh Harrison, and Kyle Schwarber were reinstated from the team's injured list. All three had been sidelined due to COVID
You
protocols.
said doo-doo.
Yes, I did. Due to COVID protocols. I believe the only player left... We are so mature. I love it. The only player I believe left on the Nationals injured list due to COVID is John Lester. I believe is the last one. Some Blue Jay news I'm going to kind of skip around here for a little bit. The Blue Jays activated outfielder, is it Lourdes Gurriel Jr. from the COVID IL on Monday, and then added outfielder Teoscar Hernandez to the COVID IL. I believe that was yesterday or today that happened. Twins got some reinforcements back today. We saw it.
We suck again.
Wait, us?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's not going well.
No.
Is that game over yet, mercifully?
I don't know. I don't care right now.
Twins got Josh
On our way-
Donaldson back.
On our way to 5 L's in a row.
Twins got Josh Donaldson back off the 10-day IL. Started Wednesday's second game of their doubleheader against the Boston Red Sox. Getting Donaldson back, we lost shortstop Andrelton Simmons to the COVID-19 list.
Good news. We're only down 6-1 in the bottom of the sixth of a doubleheader.
Sweet. I like it.
Second game of the doubleheader.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Great.
It's great.
Good news.
It's great.
Yep. One
Fantastic.
more time. Yep, doing it
Oh
again.
no! We suck again.
And there it is.
At least you can suck for less or shorter amount of time with these 7-inning double.
That's fair.
That's a good
fair.
point. Yes.
On the bright side.
Wheels are falling off quickly in Minneapolis and in this podcast today.
Just making sure everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got some more news here. Let's get through it. Angels outfielder Dexter Fowler's season is over. He tore his ACL.
No.
Unfortunate for the Angels. Tigers first baseman Miguel Cabrera landed on the 10-day IL on Monday with a left bicep strain. Bummer for the Tigers. I want to see Cabrera get to 500 home runs and 3,000 hits.
I've always liked some Miggy. I like Miggy Cabrera. I think he's
good entertainment.
a fun player to have in the league, and it's just, I don't know, just an all-around kind of a good, fun guy.
Yep, absolutely. At his peak, I despised going to Detroit,
Yes.
watching
God,
the Twins play the Tigers, because Miguel Cabrera always hit 2 or 3 home
Twin
runs
killer.
in the series.
He's right up there with Edwin Encarnacion as a twin killer. I can tell you that.
Oh,
Right?
my heart.
I know. I know.
He's one of those guys that you hate when your team faces, but then you respect
You
him
would-
when he's been playing for 20
Yes.
years
Yep.
or whatever.
100%
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Remember when
Oh, yeah.
Chipper Jones did his farewell tour of all the stadiums?
Yep.
You know, his last year. Yeah. It's fun chatting Larry, but he was a good dude.
Yeah.
Plus, he named his kid Shea after Shea Stadium because he loved
Nice.
hitting there.
Because of what?
He
Kind of
loved hitting there.
Kind of a troll
That's-
move, too. That's great.
That is the ultimate troll job.
I love
Wow.
it. That's fantastic.
I'll do one more injury news, and then we have some interesting minor league baseball news here. Wednesday, today, the Houston Astros placed the following players on the injured list due to health and safety protocols, obviously because of COVID-19. And those players are Yordan Alvarez, Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, Martin Maldonado, and Robel Garcia. Just saying that's like half of the Astros infield and their best power hitter in Alvarez. I don't know anything about Robel Garcia. I'm assuming he's a pitcher.
Who cares?
Yeah, sucks to suck, Astros. Like, I mean, get better, obviously. Like we don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Yeah, get better health-wise, but we still hate you.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's where we're at.
Yep.
Zach Wheeler getting a mound visit, 2 outs into the first inning.
Oh, boy.
Not going well for him at the moment.
Rough.
26
Rough life.
pitches. In.
Good for you, though.
Are you sure he's not pitching for the Twins? Yeah. I mean, dang. So Major League Baseball, I believe this came out earlier today, Wednesday. The Atlantic League is experimenting with moving the pitching rubber back 1 foot from 60 feet 6 inches to 61 feet 6 inches. Any thoughts on that?
Why? Did it say why?
Just an experiment.
I wonder if it's...
I'm sure the pitchers are going to love trying to throw an extra foot with the the arm injuries that
Yeah.
are prevalent in this game.
I
mean, that seems obvious thought to me, but
That's a fair point, yeah. I mean, the arm injury thing does come to mind after you said it, honestly. I didn't think of it. But I don't know. You're going to see a lot of... I don't know. I don't know if you'll see a lot of like short hops to the plate. I don't know. You see
pitchers
a lot,
overthrowing.
You'll see a lot more steals.
Yeah. That extra foot's going to create a lot more steals. Yeah, I don't see the point. I don't think this is something Major League Baseball is going to adapt. The Atlantic League is actually the reason that Major League Baseball has the 3 batter rule for relief pitchers, because they started with it and now it's in Major League Baseball. I don't care for that rule one bit. Beer's good.
Good Lord.
Yeah, beer's good. Sorry. We're almost out, by the way.
Aw.
Sarah, the liquor.
Oh, now I got to find a meatloaf reference, Joe. Come on now.
The other rule that the Atlantic League is experimenting in here, getting back on track, they are experimenting with the double hook rule. For those of you who don't know this rule, I didn't even know what this rule was till I read the article.
never heard of it.
Both teams in an Atlantic League game, that's a lot to say, will start with a DH in their batting order. But once the starting pitcher is pulled from the game, that same team also loses their DH for the game.
That's interesting.
Thoughts on that one?
Go ahead, Rob.
I think if I were playing a video game, I would find that fun and interesting. I don't know if I'd care for it, watching the team that I root for every day.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think we're
different, but-
all in agreement that the universal DH is coming to Major League Baseball.
Probably as soon as next year.
And I think doing it this way would be, it'd be like, yeah, we have the universal DH, but we still want to play by National League rules. You know what I mean?
So then
like,
a relief pitcher has to...
So then a relief pitcher would have to hit,
potentially,
or a
or
pinch hitter.
That
Yeah.
seems strange, though. Pinch hit for your DA?
For your,
I don't
yeah,
know.
it seems ridiculous to
It's
me.
like, well,
but
then how, do you carry extra players? What are the rosters?
Yeah,
look
yeah,
like? I
would
mean,
you-
it just opens up a whole other can of questions.
yeah, I could, of the two of these rules, and I want you to pick one. Of the two of these rules that the Atlantic League is experimenting with, which one of these do you think is more likely to make it to Major League Baseball?
The pitching mound one.
Moving the rubber back a foot?
I think that would be the most likely one. I mean, there have been tweaks in the game for years and years and years and years. That's fine. I mean, even just recently, we'll get into the most recent ones, but I'm talking like, no more takeout slides type of thing. Like,
Right.
the game evolves, I get
Right.
it. But when you start messing around with the inches of the thing, it's a game of inches the way it is anyway.
Yep.
I just don't think I don't know. I don't think it's going to stick, but if I had to pick one or the other, it would be the mound rule.
And that's the exact reason why I would pick against the mound rule and pick the other one as being more likely, just because the game being a game of inches, that the designated hitter rule, like Francis said, is going to be going into effect at some point here for universally, and so I think they'd be less likely to actually change any measurements at this time. But what do I know?
Not a lot, apparently.
Not a lot.
Do you want to get into the current rule changes quick?
Yeah.
All right.
God.
I'm gonna step aside. I'll be back in like 2 minutes with beverages.
Oh,
And
yeah, you're going
time
to get
'em.
some bevies. All right, cool. Do you want me to get into this? Do you want me to go into it? You do. Okay. All right. Well, here it goes. Actually, no. We're going to get into the no-no, I think. Should we get into the no-no, or should we wait for him to get back?
We can get into it. I don't know that is he paying attention to the no-nos that happened? He's not a Padres fan.
Well, no, but I mean, it was a no-no for the Padres. Let's get into the no-nos.
Yeah.
Actually, no, let's not. This is kind of fun because I know he can hear us, but he can't say anything because he's obviously not in here. But, okay, no, well, I'm just kidding. We'll actually get into the rule changes. So the rule changes for this year, obviously, we have what the Twins are dealing with right now, the 7-inning doubleheader rule. And then also the extra innings rule where a runner begins on second base. I have my own thoughts on this, but what I want to do is get yours first, Rob, if I could.
I have kind of mixed feelings on that. As a fan, yesterday I was watching the Mets-Phillies doubleheader. Thank you. And I enjoyed kind of the shorter games, to be honest, with the 2 7-inning. Well, I guess we'll get into it later, but one of those was not a 7-inning game. But it's still, it ended after 8 innings. And it was like, actually, it felt like it kind of breezed by quicker.
Yeah.
So as far as for time frames, just
How'd I do
not having
for
to
time?
sit too long.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah,
No,
nicely done.
I liked
Lot of breath.
the 7-inning doubleheader. But I don't care for that runner starting on second rule.
Go ahead. I'm still catching my breath.
Damn stairs.
That's fine. I don't like either rule at all. I'm kind of, I guess you would call it purist.
Right, I can see that side of it too.
Yeah, when
easily.
it comes to professional baseball is 9 innings. If you need to play a doubleheader, you should play 2 9-inning ball games. It's been that way forever. I hate the way that I hate why they changed it. I don't even know why they changed it. I think it was just something to speed the game along.
A lot of it was speed the game along and safety last year during COVID-19.
fine.
Right, I get the safety part of it.
Fine, but we're getting past that now. And maybe it only sticks around for a year. Who knows? But I absolutely hate that there's only 7-inning doubleheaders. The Twins could have used the extra 6 outs in the first game. The second game, I don't think mattered a hell of a lot. But in fact, it's 7-1 now in the top of the 7th.
Beautiful.
But they could have used 6 more outs because the first game of their doubleheader today, they ended with the bottom of their lineup because it was the 7th inning when we could have rolled it over once and we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least, at the very least.
I'll say this: I like any rule when it benefits my team, and I hate it when it goes against my team.
See, I understand that too, but I hate it anyway. And that goes for the runner on second rule too. And I'm not saying that because the Twins have lost every single game they've played in extras because of it this year. I hate it because it sucks.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like, I just absolutely hate it. Like, you should have to earn it. And technically, I guess you're kind of earning it too, even with the runner on second
still got to
base.
hit the guy in.
But you got a freebie. You got a free guy in scoring position, and I hate that. I get both teams get it, fine, whatever. But
I think it definitely gives an advantage to the away team having that
yeah,
first
crack
because
at
then
it,
if
yeah.
they get a score, then the pressure's immediately on the home team to match it.
I don't like it. I don't know, Francis.
Okay,
is he good? You
Yeah,
get your breath back?
yeah. The beer helped.
All right, good deal.
So here's my take. I despise the runner on second rule in extra innings. That's not fun for anybody.
No, it's terrible.
I'm impartial to the 7-inning doubleheader rule. I would like to see a tweak to it, and it's one I was just thinking about it as you were droning on and on about how much you hate it.
I just don't like it, man.
You do the 7-inning doubleheader. Here's my tweak. You do the 7-inning doubleheader, and Rob brought it up. If you have to play an 8th and 9th inning, it should be played as a regular 8th and 9th inning. And if you go to a 10th inning, then put the runner on second rule.
Okay.
So, something like that. Like
I could get behind that.
Like, because for this year, I'm pretty sure the runner on second rule isn't going anywhere. But there's 2 innings of regular baseball that aren't being played. So just play those 2 innings of regular baseball and then put the runner on second in the 10th. I think that would be fine. The softball player in me is used to playing 7-inning doubleheaders, so it is what it is, I guess. But that runner on second rule is trash, and it needs to go away forever.
It's I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of a purist too. So
as a purist, though, what do you then think about the National League adopting a designated hitter full time going forward after this year?
I have mixed feelings about it, but after seeing it, okay, let me back up. Before last year, I liked the way it was. National League keep doing their thing, American League keep doing their thing, interleague rules, home team rules,
right.
fine. After last year, after seeing, what a DH could do, it makes it more exciting. I just have to say it.
Nobody wants to see the 9th place batter strike out.
And it happens
like
every time.
2 or 3 times in a game.
And I get it. It's fun for the pitchers, but I mean, if you're in a pennant race, how fun is it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and honestly, you would if you adopt the DH in the National League, you're extending the careers of a few people too, because they're going to go there and then be a DH. Nelly Cruz, for instance.
Nelson Cruz, instead of having 15 teams that he could play for, can play for all 30 teams.
Exactly. So that if you're an older player and you're a damn good hitter, you have options.
Right.
I also would have liked to continue seeing Tom Smith and Pete Alonso in the lineup at the same time while not giving up anything on defense.
See, and that's the
so
thing too.
you're for the universal, because
I am now that it benefits the Mets.
Because I was going to say, how much fun do you have watching Jacob deGrom or Noah Syndergaard go to the plate to bat? Like, I can't imagine that's...
Jacob deGrom usually helps himself out because he's usually the only one who can actually drive in the runs when he's pitching. But that's a different issue.
It's fair.
Otherwise, I get your point, although seeing Bartolo Colon hit a home run against the Padres several years ago is one of the highlights
if there was
of baseball for pretty much since it existed.
If there was a universal DH, Bartolo Colon would still be in the league. Like, let's just put that out there.
Big sexy.
Big sexy.
Yeah. I don't know. As a purist, but like I said, as mostly a purist for the DH rule prior to last year, I would have said no way. But I got to see it in action and see what happened, and
same here.
It's a lot. It's a lot better. Like, I don't want Barrios going to Queens and getting in the batter's box. I don't want to see that.
No, nobody wants to see
My old
that.
argument was, I like the strategy of it. You can pinch hit or do a switch. But then I realized how many of these managers don't really know what they're doing and just follow some unwritten book. And
so
basically,
if they're not going to follow it anyway, then
because
just bring in the DH. Don't make these guys think too hard.
The book on it is in the National League. First 6 innings, if you're starting pitchers in the game, if there's a runner on, he's laying down a bunt. And that's it. If there's not, he's taking 3 hacks and
seeing what happens.
Yeah.
It gets old. It's too predictable.
Don't want to see that. Like, I would rather watch, who's pitching for the Mets today?
David Peterson.
Peterson. I'd rather see David Peterson go up against Bryce Harper in a DH spot because they're giving him a day off from the field than going against Zach Wheeler, who's pitching for the Phillies tonight. Sure. I'd much rather see that matchup at the plate.
I agree. I
mean, that's just me, but any other thoughts on the new rules? What about the 3-batter rule in baseball for relief pitchers?
I'm indifferent. I don't
Same.
really care one way or the other, to be honest with you. It does speed up the game. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It definitely helps because he'd get one guy in to face one batter, and then
a 5-minute break.
Yeah, exactly. That was always annoying.
Cough, Tony La Russa, cough.
Yeah. So I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me on that one.
Sure.
I don't care.
Sure. Yeah, It takes away from the strategy of the game a bit, kind of like you were saying with the Universal DH in the National League, but
kind of then makes the manager have to be more cognizant of the lineup that they're setting.
Yep.
Also, try to do the left, right, left.
Right. It's like, well, this guy has to face 3 batters. We're pulling our starter. What reliever is can get these 3 guys out? Sure. And I get that, and maybe it adds more value to relief pitchers, in free agency or throughout a season or whatever. I mean, I'm fine with it, I guess, but that's one I think I would be fine if they got rid of that rule.
Well,
I think.
And if you go back even further, like I had mentioned earlier, the take outside thing, like I was in favor of that. Like, yeah,
Well, watching Buster Posey's lower half of his leg fold in half was gross.
Well, yeah, and I don't even mean just at second base, coming in like plowing over the catcher and stuff like that. Old school, like I understand why it was a thing, adds excitement, things like that, but
Right.
But when they're also running out of the baseline only to try
To-
and
only
to-
do
yeah.
that, exactly,
such as Chase Utley did against the Mets in the 2015 playoffs and broke the guy's leg.
I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who was that he did that to?
I'm drawing a blank now.
Me too.
They made the World Series that year, though, the Mets
They
did.
sure did.
That probably brings up bad memories, but
It does. Thank you.
Sorry.
At least your team was in the World
At
Series.
least they made it there.
Yeah.
And
What are
they-
30 years for us?
They won
1991.
one game.
30 years.
We haven't even won a playoff game since 2002. And now I'm depressed. Moving on.
The ghost of Nick Punto says,
Oh my God! Don't you ever say that name ever again?
Don't you ever sully my ears with that name again. You son of a bitch.
You're welcome.
Okay, moving on. The first no-hitter of 2021 belongs to Francis.
San Diego Padres pitcher Joe Musgrove.
And why is that so special?
Against the Texas Rangers, it is the first no-hitter in the San Diego Padres' 53-year history.
Oh my God!
They were the last team to throw a no-hitter in Major League Baseball, waited 53 years. I believe I saw a stat that Padres pitchers have taken no-hitters into the ninth inning 23 times
Oof.
and couldn't get the last 3 outs to complete the no-hitter. But Joe Musgrove did it. San Diego native, actually.
Nice.
Born in
him.
San Diego County, so that's pretty cool. Threw 112 pitches, striking out 10. Was one hit batter away from perfection
Dang.
when he hit Joey Gallo in the 4th inning. Fun stat I saw. I was reading an article on it. Here are a list of famous, I guess, pitchers or Hall of Fame pitchers who pitched for the Padres who could never throw a no-hitter with the team. Some of them might have thrown them elsewhere, but...
I know David Wells did. Spoiler for one of your names.
Oh, okay. Well, there's David Wells. He's
Didn't
on
he?
the list. Yes.
With the Yankees, I believe.
With the against the Twins. So thank you for that. And he
Yeah,
was
killing it tonight.
He was so hungover that game. He he did an interview. He's like, "Yeah, I didn't sleep. I think I was still drunk." When I think that's
Nice.
that's how
kinda-
bad the '98 Twins were.
Kind of like Miguel Cabrera hung over, killing us in the playoffs.
Right. Anyway, list of Padres pitchers to never throw a no-hitter. Jake Peavy, Gaylord Perry, Greg Maddux, David Wells, as Rob so helpfully pointed out, Kevin Brown, Randy Jones, Eric Show, Andy Benez, Big Game James Shields, Chris Young, and this one I have not heard of, is Juan Tyrone Eichelberger.
Yeah. You don't know Juan Tyrone?
You don't know Juan Tyrone
Oh,
either. Shut
JT.
up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, big JT.
I'm sorry. I guess I don't know Juan Tyrone.
Real
JT.
quick, would you like to hear the lineup for that Twins game?
Oh, God, yes. Lay it on us.
Leading off, Matt Lawton, who is also a Met, playing center field.
hell.
Second base, Brent Gates. DH, Paul Molitor. Left field, Marty Cordova.
Oh, my God.
First base, Ron Coomer. Right
Oh,
field,
Coom Dog.
Alex Ochoa, former Met. Third base, John Shave.
Sure.
Okay, that's a name. Catcher, Javier Valentin. And shortstop, Pat Mears.
That's why we got no
Pitching,
hit.
starting pitcher for the Twins, LaTroy Hawkins.
Starting
And
pitcher.
went 7 innings, 4 runs on 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, and a home run allowed. Then Dan Nolte pitched a third, and Greg Swindell 2/3 of an inning.
My God.
Terrible. Thank you for that, Rob.
Oh, my
And
God.
carry on.
Those are so many names I haven't heard in so many years, man.
For good reason.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I almost swore.
Like Marty Cordova and Ron Coomer, and there was one more in there that I've heard of.
Jose Valentin, you said, was it
Javier Valentin.
Javier.
Was
Yeah.
a catcher.
Javier Valentin.
I know Jose Valentin. I know John Valentin, but I don't know Javier Valentin.
LaTroy Hawkins is the starting
Yeah.
pitcher.
That's rough.
Yikes.
What-
Well,
So many reasons that the
Valentin
Twins
had
got
a
no
pass
hit in
ball
that
as well.
game.
rip.
So the catcher, continuing on with Musgrove's no-hitter, the catcher, Victor Caratini, was actually the catcher for the last no-hitter in Major League Baseball. Cubs pitcher Alex Mills threw a no-no against the Brewers on September 13th of last year. He was the catcher for that game, so he has caught the last 2 no-hitters in Major League Baseball.
Good for him.
We should trade for him so we can get better pitching, 'cause it sounds like he's pretty good at calling a game.
Not
Or
sure
you could
that's
just get better pitchers.
Yeah.
Well, your pitchers are pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah,
Bullpen sucks right now.
Bullpen's not
Everybody's
great.
bullpens.
And our starters can't get past the 5th inning for some reason. So
Yeah.
That's not
The
great.
Phillies are just throwing the ball around.
Snowball fight.
Ooh,
Ooh.
almost got him.
Almost got him at first on the throwback. Yikes. Yeah.
All right, what do you say we move on here?
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's do that.
So there was some. Rob, do you want to take a segment or no? Because I got the segment after. You can take questionable calls if you want.
All right, where are we at here? Questionable calls.
Yeah.
Well, I know there was. You have it right here. The
That's
first one I can
first
think
one.
of was Mets versus the Marlins. They won 3-2 last Thursday after outfielder Michael Conforto was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. Home plate umpire Ron Kulpa appeared to start to ring up Conforto for a strikeout, which while watching it, I thought he'd struck him out.
Yep.
I saw the arm go up, and then he pointed towards first base, and I'm like, oh, what happened? They started celebrating, game over. Everyone is confused, except apparently Conforto, who looked like he leaned into it. I don't know how much time you need in your brain to decide as a ball's coming at you at 90 plus miles an hour whether or not you're going to stick your elbow out. But
Right.
Yeah, when you see 90-mile-an-hour pitches every day, though, it's pretty easy to make up
also
your
a
mind.
valid point.
You know who else wasn't confused by it? The Mets announce team
Nope.
on TV. They knew right away what Conforto did.
Because he should have tried to at least get out of the way, or that's the rule as far as I know, is you
Oh,
make
yeah.
an attempt to get out of the way.
Yep.
If you don't, you should be called out. They went to an instant replay, but as Ron Darling on the announce team mentioned, what's the point of having instant replay if you can't use it to change a bad call, which
Right.
in this case I think the instant replay is used for seeing whether the pitch did hit him or not whether or not he tried to move out of the
Yeah.
way.
Intent is hard to prove on replay, so I
Exactly.
mean that's part
The
of it. I
pitch
think.
did hit him. So, I mean, they
intent
couldn't
is hard to
overturn it.
prove, except in that case because his elbow started outside of the strike zone, and then it clearly came into the strike zone.
Yeah.
And like, I mean that's my point of view. Like, there's no.
So I got two things that are kind of call/Twins related right now. So in the first game of the doubleheader today, Nelson Cruz actually got hit by a pitch, and
Is he okay?
he's perfectly fine. But I got to explain what happened. And you can't see it because this is podcast/radio. But so he's up there. He's got the bat in his hands, right?
Yep.
And the pitch is coming in on him a little bit high. I mean, nothing like by his head or nothing. It's just higher. And so he like kind of flinched back a little bit. But as he did it, he lifted his pinky off of the bat, off of the bottom, like by the barrel,
Sure.
or by the
The
knob.
Yep.
He lifted his pinky up, and that's where the ball hit him. It grazed his pinky, went right into the
Like
glove
he's having a cup of
Cheese.
tea.
of the catcher. Yeah, like he's having a cup of tea. Just grazed his pinky,
Get
got
that
first
pinky
base.
up.
Cheeky Nelly.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Nelly.
that happened. But then earlier in that game, I think it might have actually been the first inning. I don't know who was at the plate, but Kenta Maeda was pitching. And it was I'm pretty sure it was first inning, and Jeffers was our catcher.
Yep.
And so Maeda threw a ball in the dirt, and there was 2 strikes on the batter. Threw a ball in the dirt, and it looked like it got fouled off by the batter, and it hit the ground, and then hit Jeffers in the leg. And because it hit him in the leg, he search for it or whatever, so he didn't have to like dig in the dirt or
Right.
anything for it. And he got the ball back, and the umpire called him out on strikes because he must have thought that Jeffers caught it on the fly after the foul tip. Not entirely sure because you feel like you'd hear it tip the bat and hit the ground and then hit,
Yeah.
like leg.
Ball,
'Cause it hit
ball
leg.
hitting, ball hitting bat and ball hitting ground are 2 distinct sounds.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was weird. He got a strikeout out of the deal. Is basically what it boiled
Yeah.
down to. It was weird.
That's
I guess The only way you can kind of justify it is that every team has weird calls going to go for and against
Right.
them, and within a season it balances out.
Well,
But
let's talk about the other call that happened at home plate.
I haven't seen this one, so maybe you want to.
I'll take this one. I did see the replay of this one as well. On Sunday Night Baseball, the Philadelphia Phillies beat the Braves 7-6 after Didi Gregorius hit a sac fly into left field, scoring Alec Baum from third in the top of the ninth. This game was in Atlanta. Beer's good.
Still is. Hasn't changed.
During, is it Baum or Baum?
I think it's Bomb.
I think that's
I
Baum.
think it's Bohm.
Is it Baum?
I should have been listening to these announcements. I've
He's
only been watching 3 games in the last 2 days, and I'm saying it the whole time, but I don't remember. I think it's Bohm.
All right, we'll go with Baum. So during Baum's slide into home, his foot appears to lift. So he did a feet first slide.
Yep.
It was I believe it was his left foot appears to hit the dirt, lift up, go over the plate, not touching, and then land on the other side of home plate.
Yep.
Without touching the plate again. And the replay didn't show any other part of his body touching the plate. The play was reviewed and upheld, and Braves manager Brian Snitker was ejected after the review because this game is in Atlanta, so the Braves got a chance to tie the game up or possibly win it. Dodgers third baseman Justin Turner weighed in on Twitter actually from this. And I'm going to quote it here. Quote, absolutely brutal. Saw 2 angles that were clear he never touched the plate, and we get a call stands. I'm with everyone else. What's the point of replay? Jake, did you see the replay at all?
100 times. I saw it a lot.
No part of Alec Baum hit the plate.
I agree. Terrible, terrible call. And I don't know what the process is 100% for Major League Baseball replay. Do they call into New York?
Yes.
And New York looks at it?
New York looks at it.
So you have people who aren't even there looking at this play, right?
What kind of camera angles do they have anyway? Do they have something from the
They
TV feed, or do they have their own
They
separate
actually-
thing?
They had a
actually have-
camera behind the plate.
They
on
have
that.
TV feed, and I think they have their own feeds from a few different angles in the stadium that aren't televised. But how do you F this one up? Like, it was terrible. Like, I watched it like... That was a good play. I watched it like 20 times at the very least, like on a loop, because it was on a Twitter feed of mine.
Yep.
And I was watching it. I was like, there's no... His foot never hits the plate
Back
at all.
and to the left.
The only angle of replay that I saw that could possibly say that his foot touched the plate was the one looking at home plate from the first baseline, where it goes. His foot clearly goes over the plate and then lands in front of the plate. It could be argued that his big toe touched the plate.
See,
but
and I saw that angle too, but there's no way that umpire can see that. There's no way that can happen. When he's on top of the play like that,
he was.
You see the foot hop
Yeah.
over the base. I don't know why you call him safe even from that, to be honest with you.
It wasn't like it was a bang bang play. Like, it was clear his foot came up
Yeah.
and over.
Yeah.
Like, it was an exaggerated lift.
Yeah. And what baffles me is that replay, I don't know, did they find it inconclusive? And because we don't get to hear that part.
Yeah, no, they just say call stands.
So I don't know if they thought maybe it was inconclusive because other angles showed differently, even though I don't think there was any evidence of him being safe at all. I don't know.
No.
I hated the call. I hated the replay part of it. My thoughts on replay overall in baseball is a good thing. It really is. It's things like this that taint it.
Yes.
And it sucks because everybody else, except for the replay officials and the umpires, apparently, think that the guy was out.
Yeah, literally everybody.
So I just don't get it.
But like same with Conforto with the hit by pitch. I don't think there's a person out there who, outside of the Mets organization, that thinks that he didn't stick his elbow out.
Right.
Everybody sees it. Like, our eyes work.
But
That's why we watch.
But these are two different plays too. Like, that's an intent play. This is a play that actually happened and affected the outcome of a game, like hardcore. Conforto thing did too. But I'm saying, like,
because that game ended with that.
But this one could have been corrected
yes.
with replay.
Oh yes.
Be honest, I love that it happened. Give me that win. We need him.
Yeah,
Conforto needs to get a hit once in a while. So if he's just going to get hit by a pitch, whatever.
Take it.
That's fine. And that
But
one
yeah.
that one is
If I was a Marlins fan, I would be pissed
intent
off.
driven and whatever. But this one, I don't know. It was I side with Justin Turner here. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got to get these right.
I mean, and a lot of it is, even before replay, and maybe you guys can confirm or deny this for me, but even before replay, like there weren't as many umpire huddles or conversations to make sure they got the call right.
No.
And they're doing it more because I think since replay has started in baseball, because they don't want to go to replay and have somebody else tell them that they're wrong. Because I feel like umpires, baseball umpires in particular, are some of
Egomaniacs.
the most stubborn,
Joe West.
most stubborn individuals in
Yeah,
sports.
you're not
and
wrong.
They don't like being told they're wrong.
Las Diaz.
Bach and Bob Davidson.
Yeah. We won't bring up the guy I'm thinking
We
of.
shouldn't know these guys' names.
I
No,
know.
no,
right?
that's
Angel
and
Hernandez.
You said it.
the
I'm
obvious
sorry.
one. Yeah, but
But-
everybody knows that.
Right,
Who
but
was the father-son duo? There was a father-son thing.
I don't know.
I'll
but
find it.
But that's the thing, though. Umpires' names should not be, especially in baseball. We should not remember umpires' names
Right.
for the calls they got wrong. Who was the guy who got Galarraga's perfect game? Who screwed that one up?
Jim Joyce.
Yeah, Jim Joyce.
That's why
See?
you know it.
Yeah, that's how you know his name, because he screwed up a perfect game and it was the last
He
out
was-
of the game.
He was humble enough to
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, I effed up.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Right.
Hunter and Harry Wendelstedt.
Wendelstedt.
F
Yeah.
both of those guys.
But you know what I mean? Like, they want to use replay, but nobody wants to tell an umpire they're wrong. Because, even managers in baseball, they go up and argue with umpires, they get thrown out.
Immediately,
Immediately,
almost, it
yeah.
seems like these days. And they have no patience at all whatsoever. You go back 20, 30 years, even in the 90s, umpires have put up a lot from a manager.
Kicking dirt,
The
throwing
things
stones
Tommy
and-
Lasorda would say to an
right?
umpire.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I mean,
Lupinella.
You couldn't bring your kids around that
They'd
guy.
get tossed for that, though. What I'm saying is, though, is like they come to the top step of the dugout and be like, hey, and then they're like, you're out of here. You're like, dude, what?
Yep.
Like, I understand. Okay, here's the thing. I understand not arguing balls and strikes.
Yep, that's something you can't ever...
And honestly, most umpires, not including Angel Hernandez, most umpires are pretty damn good at ball strikes calls behind the plate.
For sure.
They really are. And I got to give them credit because that is a
That's
hard
a difficult job.
And so arguing balls and strikes, I absolutely, completely understand. Don't do that.
Right.
Whatever. Unless you're sticking up for your guy and the game's lost or you have it in the bag, whatever.
You
Right.
got to fire up your team after
Yeah,
losing.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
different.
But some of these calls, the bang bang calls that are replay reviewable, admit that you're wrong. Fine.
Right.
Just do that at least. If camera shows, oh crap, you're right. I messed up.
we lose... The team loses the challenge, and then you don't have to deal with them again. You get to
Exactly.
toss them.
Has anyone seen any stats on what percentage of calls get overturned
I can
that are
find
challenged?
it. I can find it.
I
I'm
haven't.
kind of curious.
I'll look.
I don't think it would be an indicator of one thing or another as far as umpires doing
Right.
their job well or poorly. I'm just curious.
I feel like, and to bring it back to the Twins, I feel like the Twins have won a lot of their challenges.
Lately.
Ooh, beer's good. I think just like even overall though, I think Rocco Baldelli's been really good about challenging plays, out or safe
Beer is
and
good.
and fair and foul and stuff like that. And you find it?
I'm looking still,
Okay.
but yeah.
But yeah, I think my thing is just if you're going to be an official, like what I like about NFL officials, they will talk to a coach, they will talk to a player, although players aren't really supposed to interact with the
Right,
referees, but that's another thing. NFL officials will talk to coaches and explain everything. Major League Baseball umpires will say, that's the call, you have to deal with it. And, damn you if you defy me.
Right.
And it's just, it's not a good look for baseball, in my opinion. Got it?
Including situations where umpires request the replay operations center to review a call, 47.7% of calls are overturned.
So
Almost half.
almost
Yeah.
half. Yeah. So
Well, you'd think that if they're asking it to be looked at, then there's a good chance that
Right.
that could happen anyway.
Right.
so half these calls that people are complaining about, they're right to complain.
And I would almost throw in maybe a margin of error of plus minus 3% there, because there are sometimes they're throwing out their challenge because it's almost like their last ditch effort type
Yep.
of thing. So
Yep.
then they know it's going to be,
Sure.
So
you know,
it's probably 50-50.
it's probably in that range.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we've talked long enough about replay. It's good for baseball, but the umpires and the review crew in New York need to be better.
One more question, actually, on replay.
Okay,
Do you ever think there should be an electronic strike zone?
Oh.
Rob's thinking.
Depends on the day. To be honest,
Dep-
I was watching the game the other day, and I
If
was
I had-
definitely wishing for one because
If
I
it
don't, I
replaces-
don't mind it being off the strike zone, calling it a strike or whatever. It's going to be close, but at least I like it better when they're consistent. Call the same ball a strike
Yeah.
for both teams, and that doesn't always happen. I don't think it's intentional, and it's got to be hard to judge.
If they use it to replace Angel Hernandez, fine.
I was just.
But just that.
I was just gonna say, if you had a choice between a computer and Angel Hernandez,
Otherwise, I've noticed
I like
umpires tend to give both pitchers on both teams the same strike zone.
yeah.
I noticed
That's
it.
ideal.
I noticed it with the Twins Mariners game the other day. I don't remember. I think it was Pineda pitching for the Twins. He was throwing low and he was getting low strikes below the knees, but then so was the Mariners pitcher.
And that's when I don't have a problem with it. Like,
Exactly.
you see that little box, the strike
Yes.
zone box or whatever,
Yep.
and you see the ones that aren't filled in for strikes that get called strikes.
Yep.
That's where I don't have a problem with it. If both teams are getting the same zone, don't care.
Yep.
Do not care.
Exactly.
But
if
if-
you're a batter, make the adjustment.
Yes.
If you're throwing 100 down the middle and it's getting called a ball, you
Oh.
don't need to be an umpire.
Yes, Angel Hernandez. You
Yeah.
don't need to be an
And
umpire.
I honestly think he predetermines if he's going to call a ball or a strike.
I think he also.
he has to.
I think he also looks to throw people out of games. Like,
Absolutely,
that's like
he
his
does.
goal.
That
of
could
the
be.
day.
Well, there's that superiority or inferiority complex
God, I
that
hate
that
that guy
umpires.
so bad. Anyway,
It's Enrico Palazzo.
shall we move on?
Yeah, we did a lot there.
Hey man, it's a hot topic though.
It is.
Really
It
is.
really
you know,
is.
and-
It really
and
is.
It's a fairly debatable topic. It
Yeah.
just is, and always will be. Rule changes, umpiring, things like that. So
I do like that they're there just to finish up because I like when the manager comes out and they're yelling at each other and you get to hear somebody have them mic'd up later on and just kind of that human element.
Yeah, they're fun.
My guys are savages out there. That's probably my favorite. Aaron Boone.
All right, moving on, and kind of actually, I think we're going to close the show with this. The Cellar Dwellers Fantasy Baseball Challenge. So,
Yeah.
again, a recap of how we're doing this. We're taking a player at random and also with a random division. And for the entire week, actually about 6 days now, because I think
Yep.
I'm running it Wednesday to Monday, like I said.
Yep.
You get that player stats for the week.
Sweet.
And we have a point system that we came up with. Well, I won't recap that now.
Yeah.
But last week, between April 7th and April 12th, we each had a player. And it shook out like this. So I smartly took Alex Bregman.
Good pick.
Yeah, great pick.
Worked out well.
He had no hits, and he took a walk. So with our formula,
What else did he do?
that's it.
He didn't do anything else?
Nope, that's it.
He got COVID, didn't he? Oh, wait, no.
No, that was today.
Nope, today he got that. Yeah, no. Nope, not one damn hit. And he took a walk.
Bummer.
So my grand total, based on our point scale, let's see, carry the 1 point.
You want to double check your math?
1 MF point. Yeah, so I didn't do great. Next up, we had Francis, who did pretty well. He took a guy by the name of Mike Trout.
Who?
Yeah,
Who's this guy?
Mike Trout.
Is that some rookie, I think. 28-year-old rookie.
6 total hits, 2 singles, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 4 runs scored, 3 RBI, and 4 walks. He did have 2 strikeouts, which was a -2. Oh, bummer.
Yeah, it's not looking good for me.
For a total of 23 points.
And for those listening, I did have the first pick last week. That's why I have Mike Trout. So, because Jake's...
Oh, good for you.
Well, I was going to say, Jake's not that stupid to take Bregman first overall.
I am, though. No, not to take him first overall.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that sucked. Congrats, Francis. Nice week.
Thanks.
Jeff took Anthony Rendon. He had 5 total hits, 4 singles, 1 home run, 1 run scored, 2 RBI, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts and a ground into double play, which we actually added in as a minus. So that is minus 4 points there. So Jeff ended up with a grand total of 8 points.
Which is how many times your score?
So carry the 1. 7 more points than I got.
So 8 times.
So 8 times more than your score?
I'm sorry. Yes, that was the question. 8 times more. Correct. Quit shaking your head. I gave the right answer, just the wrong question to the wrong question.
So you gave the wrong answer.
But I gave the right answer to the right.
Moving
wrong
on.
question.
No.
Math is hard.
You gave the wrong answer.
I'm just trying to save myself here. Okay, anyway.
You're failing.
Moving on. Rob took Matt Chapman of the Oakland A's. He had 5 total hits, 3 singles, 2 home runs, 4 runs scored, 3 RBI, 1 walk. Ew, you did have 6 strikeouts and a ground into double play, so that hurts. That's minus 7 points there. So, Robbie, you got a grand total of 12 points out of Matt Chapman. Your thoughts?
That grounded into double play by Jeff's guy really helped me out.
Yeah.
So I won by 4.
There you go.
Or beat him by 4.
Beat him by 4.
So, with that, the standings after week 1 are obviously Francis, number 1 right now, 23 points.
Mike Trout will do that.
Rob in second with 12 points. Jeff in third place with 8 points, and I suck. So,
how many points do you have?
I have 1.
Okay.
You want to carry that 1 again?
Yeah. 1 point, 1 goddamn point. Week 2, draft order. So we did this pre-show just because Jeff had the second pick, and he's out for a couple weeks. So it was just one job ever. This whole entire couple weeks is to pick his player for the Fantasy Baseball Challenge. Yes, pick one player. So week 2 draft order is going to be myself, Jeff, Rob, and Francis.
Why do you get the first pick?
Because I had 1 point last week.
Oh, okay.
I hate you so bad.
How many was that again?
1.
1.
1 damn point! 1 point! 1!
Jake's favorite card game is Uno.
Oh, man.
Why don't you stop talking for a while?
Are we done? Are we done? Are we done, guys? Are we done here? Are we good?
Oh, let me give you the one finger salute.
Oh, thanks.
Done rhymes with 1.
Great.
Oh,
Fantastic.
yeah? Well, screw you guys. I'm going home.
I guess I'm already home,
Yeah.
but whatever.
All right, let's do the draft.
Just
Great.
runs into his room and slams the door.
Excellent. Thank you.
Just goes next door to his bedroom.
Just right down the hall.
It's not even right down the hall. It's right next door.
Well, the hall there first, and then, yeah, it's right next door. Whatever. Fine.
Doesn't
Week
even
2.
know. Sorry.
God, will you shut up?
All right. I'm sorry. I'm done.
This is the kind of crap I got to deal with every week.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry.
And usually it's off air, so I can swear at them. Anyway.
Dumbass.
God! Week 2 draft order! Week 2 draft order and positions and the division. So the draft order is myself, Jeff, Rob, Francis. The division this week is the National League Central, which is the Chicago Cubs, Cincinnati Reds, Milwaukee Brewers, Pittsburgh Pirates, and St. Louis Cardinals. And the position is right fielder.
Sweet. I'm not going to get anybody.
Good.
Rude.
So the first pick, I had the first pick, and I had to take him because he's red hot out of this entire group right now, is Nick Castellanos from the Cincinnati Reds. So that is the first pick for myself in Week 2's fantasy draft.
Really thought he'd fall to me at 4.
I doubt that.
I didn't at all. I did for a minute, and then I realized, oh wait, I'm probably picking last. So
next up, Jeff, the ignorant. Jeff, Almighty,
The promiscuous.
yeah.
I'm just cleaning up what you said.
that's gonna stick. That's gonna stick too.
It's a classy way of saying it.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my God.
Jeff the Promiscuous.
I am so glad you're a part of this podcast, Rob.
I want to get Promiscuous 1 on the back of Jeff's softball jersey. No, change his number to 1 and have his last name be Promiscuous.
Perfect. Oh, my Lord. This is so good. All right. Anyway, so Jeff picked next. He chose Christian Yelich from the Milwaukee Brewers. A little bit of a iffy pick there just because
Bit of a gamble.
A bit of a gamble because of a potential back injury. He's day-to-day right now. I haven't seen him go on the IL or nothing, but I hope you lose, Jeff. Yeah.
Aggressive.
God, that was funny.
Jeff the Promiscuous.
All right, next up was Rob's pick. Rob, I'll let you take your pick and the reasons why.
I went with Jason Hayward of the Chicago Cubs for no other reason, but he's the only one left that I actually had heard of.
He was the best player
Very
available.
Nice. Yeah.
Not saying much at the moment. All these guys are ice cold except for Castellanos. So.
Yeah.
And
Yelich, I believe, is batting over 300. He just doesn't have the home runs and RBIs to go with it. I guess that leaves me, huh? Picking last.
It does leave you picking last because you are the leader right now.
Because I finished first last week?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
And just so everybody knows, the draft order will change week to week. It's who finishes last the week prior.
Prior, right.
Yep, so.
So I was stuck picking... because we didn't go over this. The players, we went by depth chart.
Yep.
For every team's depth chart, who would be the prototypical everyday right fielder for every team in the NL Central. And I was stuck picking between Justin Williams of the St. Louis Cardinals and Gregory Polanco of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Both players suck right now. They're not good. I don't believe either of them is even hitting 200. I believe they're both in the 140s, which is still twice as good as Miguel Sano. I'm taking Gregory Polanco this week. Just kind of looking at who the Cardinals play and who the Pirates play. The Pirates are playing the Padres today and tomorrow, and then they have the Brewers, who the Twins kind of hit around a bit.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to take Polanco to heat up a bit this week and help me keep my lead.
Sounds good. So for recap, I took Nick Castellanos of the Cincinnati Reds. Jeff, the promiscuous, ignorant one, took Christian Yelich from the Brewers. Rob took Jason Hayward of the Cubs, and Francis took Gregory Polanco of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Y'all have anything to add before we wrap up the show?
Yes. Congratulations to St. Louis Cardinals catcher Yadier Molina. Caught his 2,000th game. He is the 6th player to play 2,000 games in Major League Baseball, and the first catcher to catch 2,000 games, and he did it all with one franchise. I've always been a huge fan of Yachty. So congrats to him. I believe Adam Wainwright was the pitcher for the Cardinals today when he broke that record
Nicely done.
with that milestone. And then I'm just going to remind you guys, no football this week. Next week we will be doing the live NFL draft episode, so be on the lookout for that. We'll post more details online as we get them figured out.
April 29th, 2021 for the NFL live draft episode. Mark it on your calendars now. But hey, this was the baseball episode. We'll do another one next week. What do you think?
Okay.
Yep.
Rob, you going to be around maybe?
I should be.
Sounds good. Well, for Francis Parkman and Rob Schnitzer, I am Jake Salter. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good one. Bye.
Goodbye.
Adios.